The Detroit Lions, man, heartbreaking loss. You lose 30-17 against the Kansas City Chiefs. The officiating was god-awful. I think everyone except for Kansas City Chiefs fans will agree to that. But the Detroit Lions did not give themselves any opportunities to win this game. And that's how we start this episode. Guys time, Zach Bryce here. It's a Wednesday. The Chiefs, 2-3 coming to this game. They just lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars a week prior on Monday Night Football. And my brother, shout out to Leon, he brought this up. He brought up a very good point. He said this. He asked the question, will the NFL allow Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs lose back-to-back primetime games? And I thought about that for a sec. And it kind of makes sense. No, they wouldn't let the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes lose back-to-back primetime games because they're the Kansas City Chiefs. They've been the team for many years now. Patrick Mahomes is the golden boy of the NFL. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. People watch the NFL to watch the Chiefs either win or lose. They make money for the NFL. So I'm thinking about that, and I said last year on Guys Time, I said, how bad is the officiating going to be? We have to really watch how the officiating is going to be in this one. And look what happened. Well, look what happened. The Kansas City Chiefs gets the calls. 0 penalties called against them. That's insane. And the Lions lose. And now the Kansas City Chiefs are 3-3 instead of 2-4. Because we got to have the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs. Because money, money, money. People are going to watch that game. Especially when we're in the playoffs. But, yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy situation there. The Lions are 4-2 now. They were 4-1. They were the highest scoring offense heading into that game for Week 6. Sunday night showdown against the Kansas City Chiefs. So, scoring 17 points, unacceptable. But now the elephant in the room. 0 penalties called against the Chiefs? 0? 4 quarters, 60 minutes of football, you didn't call a single penalty against the Chiefs? You gotta be kidding me. What? How is that even possible? But it happened. First time for everything, right? I have never seen this happen. Just like the opening drive touchdown by the Detroit Lions, that getting called back after the officials decided to have a discussion for 5 minutes and take the touchdown away. We'll get to that in a little bit, but 0 penalties against the Chiefs. I mean, the NFL is making it too obvious now that the Chiefs are going to get the calls, that the NFL favors the Chiefs because money, 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 once again. We saw it again Sunday night. And then the 4th down conversions. 2 for 3 for Kansas City, 0 for 2 for Detroit. And that's crazy enough because since Dan Campbell has arrived to Detroit as the head coach, the Detroit Lions have gone for it on 4th down more than any other team in the NFL. And you were 0 for 2 on Sunday night. Yeah, one of them, okay, it was a low pass, but Amon-Ra St. Brown, the rare drop that he has because he's Mr. Reliable. I've said it numerous times on Guys Time. I love that guy. He's amazing. But it hits you in the hands, you got to catch it. But that was the rare time he dropped the ball. It was crazy. But 0 for 2 on 4th downs for Detroit. Insane. But then, we could talk about the refs all you want. And yeah, that touchdown, we'll get to that in a little bit against Jared Goff. But on the flip side of that coin, Detroit didn't do anything to help themselves out. I mean, you had one score in the second half. You scored 1 touchdown in the second half of that game. How are you going to win games? Especially against Kansas City. At Kansas City. They will eat you alive. And that's why they won 30-17 in this game. 1 score. Second half of football. Are you kidding me? And you guys are supposed to be the highest scoring offense coming into that game Sunday night. Well, you guys didn't do a good job scoring points in that game. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, 1 score in the second half for the Lions is unacceptable. So now we go to the opening drive for Detroit. It was amazing. This is what we've been seeing the past few weeks. So week 1 against Green Bay, that was a fluke. Look what happened. 15 plays, 9.5 minutes taken off the clock. David Montgomery with a beautiful pass. A beauty. towards Jared Goff. He catches it, almost fumbles the damn thing, almost drops it, scores a touchdown, 6-0. Hold on, wait a minute. The officials are having a discussion. Now we talk about the officials, right? Yeah, I know it's exhausting, but this is, I've never seen this. They talk about the play, the touchdown, for 5 minutes. And then they decide, oh, it's an illegal motion by Jared Goff. So apparently, once he steps away from the center, he has to take a 1-second pause, and then he can move in motion. It was like a constant motion. Like he never got set and moved. Like he has to set and move in order for that play to be a legal play. He didn't do that. But why does it take the officials 5 minutes to figure that out? Interesting. Interesting that the Kansas City Chiefs got that call in Kansas City. You think they would have got that call if the game was played in Detroit? Not a chance. But it was weird. It was one of the weirdest things I've seen. We had to settle for a field goal on that drive. Great opening drive. Ruined by that BS call by the refs. And then we got to settle for the field goal. And I said to myself, once that happened, game over. Now, I hate to sound like that, but it was the truth. Once that happened, it was not going to be our night. It was not going to be the Detroit Lions' night. And look what happened. We lost. Craziness going on in that game. Lots of controversy. I mean, it got awful. And it's the reasons like that people criticize the NFL so much, because of BS like that. So you had that going on. And then Travis Kelce, he did not catch that ball on that drive, which led to a touchdown, by the way, because, of course, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. But, dude, he had the ball on the side of his hands. Ball hits the ground. It moves. He has no clear control of that ball. Everyone's like, oh, no, he had control of it. Dude, you cannot allow, the ground cannot support a catch. What happened there? Why wasn't the challenge flag thrown by Dan Campbell? Because he probably thought the refs are going to screw us on that call like they've been screwing us all night. But you see, as a result of that Travis Kelce no catch, because we got to call a spade, it led to a touchdown. And now we're playing catch-up football. And when you do that against teams like Kansas City, especially on the road, it doesn't really work out too well. And look what happened. Defeat, 30-17. Now the running game for the Detroit Lions. 98 yards rushing. Really? You have Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, Sonic and Knuckles, two of the most electrifying running backs in the league, and you guys only can muster up 98 yards rushing the entire game? You're telling me that the Kansas City Chiefs run defense is that good? Dude, no. Another reason why the Detroit Lions lost. Like, we can sit here all day, okay, the refs played a part, and they did. Call a spade. They were god-awful in that game. Our defense was god-awful. I mean, our secondary was destroyed, depleted, injured. And Andy Reid, being the great head coach he is, he's going to expose that. And that's exactly what he did. So you had that going on. And then our running game was god-awful. 98 yards rushing. Here's the stats. David Montgomery, 4 rushes for 24 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs, 17 rushes for 65 yards. No touchdowns for either of them, by the way. You're not going to win a lot of games doing that. But now on the bright side, very few bright sides in this game for the Lions. Jameson Williams scored a touchdown. Sam Laporta as well scored a touchdown. I like what they're doing with him in the offense, getting him involved more in the passing game. Great to see. And then Jameson Williams, he just got paid, $83 million for 3 years. Score touchdowns, and that's exactly what you did. So good job. You're not acting like a bonehead like your teammate Brian Branch. We'll get to him in a little bit. But that's good to see. But one of very few bright spots for this Detroit Lions team. So now, Sunday Night Football is all over, and I know it's been days, it's exhausting. Move on, get over with. But we had to start off the podcast talking about this because it was the talk of the town all week. Since Sunday night, since Monday morning, people are talking about this game. But now we got to move on because your next game is at home, another primetime game, Monday Night Football against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 5-1, may I remind you. And Baker Mayfield is absolutely phenomenal. 12 touchdowns, 1 interception through 6 weeks of football. This guy is having an MVP season. So this team is coming in red hot. Detroit Lions, you have to win this game. There's no debate about it. You lose this game, you're in trouble. Because that schedule does not look pretty from this point forward. Vikings, at Philly, at Washington. Like, dude, we still got to play Chicago twice. And they just got done kicking a last-second field goal on the road against Washington in the rain on Monday night. One of 2 Monday Night Football games this past week. Make it happen, boys. You have to win this game. I mean, I don't care what you do, but you got to get that running game going. That's 1. And then 2, that secondary, figure it out. Because now you're going up against a really good quarterback in Baker Mayfield. Figure it out. Because that is going to be a season-defining game, in my opinion. The Lions need to win that game. They lose that game, they are in trouble. We can definitely hit the panic button. I will. Losing back-to-back primetime games? No bueno. It's not going to work. That is not good news for the Detroit Lions. But yes, they got the Buccaneers, 7 o'clock, ABC, ESPN. 165 total points for this Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense, 27.5 points per game. Dude, not good news for our defense. Make it happen, boys. Figure something out. Because Sunday was god-awful. Monday Night Football, you have to win this game. Without question, you have to. And it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. So, Sunday Night Football is gone. Lions, whatever. And then Brian Branch, we got to mention him, wants to punch Juju Smith-Schuster in the face after the game and refuses to shake Patrick Mahomes' hand. And that's another thing with the officiating. So, Patrick Mahomes scores a touchdown, right? Not only does he wipe off his jersey and, taunt, spins the ball in front of Brian Branch with the official right there. But he's wiping his jersey. So that's like 3 taunts in 1. Official's right there, no flag. So if anyone else did that, that would have been a flag. What's going on there? So Brian Branch was just pissed off the entire game. I mean, who wouldn't, right? If you're a player or a fan of the Lions like myself watching this game and you just wanted to pull your hair out or smash your head through a window because it was horrible. It was frustrating. But he's going to be gone for this game, of course, not in a primetime game. We need him, but he decided to think for himself and be a bonehead and get suspended for 1 game. So that's going to be a very interesting storyline as well, going to Monday night. But we'll see what happens. But Baker Mayfield's going to be without one of his top receivers. Emeka Egbuka, hamstring injury he suffered against the 49ers this past week. That was a good game. Saw highlights of that. But Detroit, you have to win this game. No debate. Make it happen. Get the job done. And then Chiefs, their next game is against the Raiders at home. So division rival game there. Should be an interesting one. So that's that. We got to make some picks because it's been a while. So Thursday Night Football tomorrow. Week 7 already, guys. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. Cincinnati without Joe Burrow. And it's pretty obvious that Joe Flacco looked like absolute garbage. He just needs to retire. I don't think he's going to start this game. But if he does, he's going to lose. I got the Pittsburgh Steelers winning this one. So that's how Week 7 starts out. A division rivalry game. AFC North teams there. Pittsburgh wins on the road. And then Sunday, you got the Rams and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I like the Rams in this one. Matthew Stafford still playing some good football. So you got that. You got the Saints at the Bears. I'm taking the Bears in this one. That was a very good victory on Monday night a couple nights ago on the road in Washington. I like seeing that. And Chicago, I think, at home is going to win this one because the Saints, they're not really too good, especially with Alvin Kamara there. That's crazy. That a top running back, and you can't win games. So I got the Bears winning that one. You got the Dolphins and the Cleveland Browns. So Cleveland, Dylan Gabriel, that's not the answer. You put Shedeur there, I still think he's not the answer. It's the Cleveland Browns, man. They've been bad for so many years, forever. But the Miami Dolphins aren't that much better. But you know what? I'm going to pick them anyway because it's Cleveland, and Cleveland's just god-awful right now. I'm going to pick the Miami Dolphins to win that one on the road. So you got that. The Patriots and the Tennessee Titans. So Mike Vrabel, the head coach for the Patriots, former Super Bowl champion with the Patriots as a player. He faces his old team. He coached Tennessee for many years. So this is going to be a very interesting game. But I got the New England Patriots. They're playing good football. Drake May. Is this a resurgence of New England Patriots without Bill Belichick and Tom Brady? They're playing good football right now. Can't complain. Can't deny it. So I got the Patriots winning that one. Got the Vegas Raiders going up against the Kansas City Chiefs at home. I got the Chiefs because, of course, right? I mean, we'll see how the officiating is in that one. But Vegas is just god-awful. Pete Carroll should not be a head coach. He should be retired and just resting on his millions that he's made throughout his coaching career. But I got the Chiefs winning that one. You got the Eagles and the Vikings. I got the Eagles winning this one. I like the Eagles. They lost 2 straight. They didn't look too good on Thursday Night Football, but I think they bounced back on the road against the Minnesota Vikings. So you got that. Oh, you know what? Scratch that. I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings because of that. Because Philly has fallen on hard times right now. They can't get anything figured out. But I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings. Hopefully that doesn't bite me in the ass, but we'll see. So you got that. You got Carolina Panthers and the New York Jets. The Jets are awful. I kind of feel bad for Aaron Glenn. Not really, though. But I'm going to go with the Panthers in this one. You got the Giants at Denver. I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos in this one. Their defense is going to be a little too much for Jackson Dart, who's actually pretty impressive. He looked very good last Thursday night against the Eagles. So I got Denver there. You got the Colts going up against the Chargers. The Colts are 5-1. They look phenomenal. But the Chargers at home, they're coming back. They've won some big games. Justin Herbert's been a little iffy at times. But I think he's going to win this one at home. I got the Chargers winning that one against the Colts. You got Washington going up against the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys, I do not trust that team. I don't trust Dak Prescott. I got Washington. They're going to bounce back from that Monday Night Football loss. They're angry. They're pissed off. They want to win. And they want to beat their division rival in the NFC East. That's what's going to happen. So I got Washington winning that one. You got Green Bay at Arizona. So Arizona might be without Kyler Murray again. Jacoby Brissett, he looked good. He had a couple touchdowns, 1 interception. Crazy, he's still in the league. But I think Green Bay is going to win this one on the road. So I got Green Bay. Crazy. You see the trend here? I'm picking all NFC North teams. 3 out of 4 so far. And then Sunday Night Football, Week 7. Sunday Night Football, you got the Atlanta Falcons. A huge win against the Buffalo Bills this past Monday night at home. Traveling to San Francisco to play the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to go with the Falcons in this one. They looked really good on Monday night, but can they handle it in San Francisco? I think they can. So I got the Falcons winning Sunday night. And now another back-to-back Monday Night Football games. 2 for 2, baby. The first Monday Night Football game, Tampa Bay and Detroit. I'm picking Detroit because they have to win this game or they're in trouble. But Baker Mayfield playing out of his mind right now. 12 touchdowns, 1 interception, 5-1 record. Tampa Bay, man. Watch out for that team. Lions. This is going to be your biggest test yet. Get the job done. I got the Lions winning that one. And then the second game, you got the Houston Texans going up against the Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to go with the Seahawks in that one. I think they're going to win at home. Sam Darnold under center. We'll see what happens. And then bye weeks from Buffalo and the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore, man. Dude, what the hell happened to that team? I mean, 1-5? Yeah, that's not a John Harbaugh Baltimore Ravens team that I think about, right? Maybe it's a time for a change. He's been there for so long. Maybe it's time to skedaddle. So that's week 7. Those are my picks. And go Lions. You got to get it done. And now, guys, we got the Red Wings tonight. They're actually on in a couple minutes here because I've been trying to do videos and my phone's been acting up. So we're going to have to cut the episode short today. I'll figure that out. You know, I had a whole script going, but we got to cut it short because I want to watch this Red Wings game and my phone's been acting up. So Red Wings, back-to-back wins against the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's great. Awesome. They won a couple days ago. 2 p.m. start. Very weird for a hockey game. But they won 3-2. And then Saturday night, they won 6-3. So that's good. Great way to start off the season after opening night, you gave up 5 goals after scoring the first goal of that game. But now tonight, you got the Stanley Cup champions, the defending Stanley Cup champions, the Florida Panthers. Whew. Big game, 7 o'clock TNT in a couple minutes here. You're at home, so come on, boys. Let's get another victory. But then you got Tampa Bay Lightning Friday and then Oilers Sunday. So tough matchup for the Red Wings, or a tough schedule early on for this Detroit Red Wings hockey team. So with that being said, thank you so much for joining me. I know it was a very short episode, probably one of my shortest episodes I ever done. But my phone's been acting up. I mean, I've been at this for over an hour. I got to eat. I got to shower. I got to watch some Red Wings hockey. But thank you so much for joining me for this 20-minute episode. You guys are amazing. You guys know the drill. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, wherever you listen to your podcast. If you want to see my beautiful face, yes, I'm growing the beard. It's that time of year. My hair is crazy. Gotta get a buzz cut in a couple weeks. But yeah, check this episode out, guys. You guys are amazing. And go Lions and go Red Wings, guys. And you guys have a great rest of the week. All right, take care, guys. The Bryce is out. You guys are amazing. And stay safe out there.